Good evening and welcome to California Today. I'm David Lamb. Let's take a look at today's stories. Starting the new year, some of California's new laws will take into effect. Some of these laws involve increased minimum wage, traffic safety, and college graduation requirements. The winter storm continues on the West Coast. Several highways were closed off due to severe weather conditions. A fatal shooting occurred last Thursday in Los Angeles. Today, police released details and body cam footage of the events leading up to the incident. NTD's Cynthia Kai brings us more. And just a warning, some of the following footage may be disturbing to some viewers.
Los Angeles police have released detailed updates, including 911 calls, CCTV, and body camera footage of a police-involved shooting that occurred at a Burlington store in the North Hollywood area of Los Angeles last Thursday.
While en route to the location, the officers received multiple radio calls from the same location that there was a possible shooting in progress, and there were individuals sheltering in place.
Hi, yes, can you send a unit to Burlington and North Hollywood, please? There's a guy with a gun.
You're where, Burlington and what?
North Hollywood, please.
Another caller said the suspect was hitting people with a bike lock.
He's using one of those bike locks.
To hit people?
That's you, I get out!
Police say CCTV footage showed the suspect attacking several people, striking one with a bike lock prior to police arrival.
The suspect approached that female from behind and struck her over the head with the bike lock. That female crawled away, and the suspect grabbed her and dragged her near the dressing room and continued to beat her with the lock.
Upon arriving, LAPD officers were directed upstairs to where the suspect had attacked the female victim.
Officers located a female who was suffering from various injuries and bleeding. They encountered the suspect a short distance away, and an officer-involved shooting occurred. The suspect was struck by gunfire and taken into custody.
Paramedics determined the suspect dead at scene. On Friday, the coroner's office identified the suspect as 24-year-old Daniel Elena Lopez, who has a long criminal history.
Unbeknownst to the officers, a 14-year-old girl was in the changing room behind a wall that was behind the suspect and out of the officer's view.
The teenager was in a dressing room with her mother when a stray bullet went through the drywall, striking and killing her. On Friday, the coroner's office identified her as Valentina Orellana Peralta. Officers found her after seeing a hole in the wall when searching for additional suspects or victims. Police recovered the bike lock Lopez used to attack people. No other weapons have been found. In the coming months, LAPD will work with the California Department of Justice to continue the investigation to determine if the deadly use of force was justified. Cynthia Kai, NTD News, California.
New Year is coming soon and some new laws will begin in the state. Some of the laws coming into effect involve increased minimum wage, traffic safety, and college graduation requirements. NTD's Eileen Ng has more details.
Starting January 1st, 2022, California will be implementing a series of new laws. The minimum wage will increase to $15 an hour for employers employing 26 or more people, $1 more than this past year. The new minimum wage for those employing 25 or fewer people is $14. Since 2018, California has been increasing the minimum wage by about $1 every year. California State University now requires ethnic studies. Students starting school in fall 2021 will be required to take a 3-unit course to graduate. Critics of ethnic studies and critical race theories argue that they're divisive and manipulative. Large department stores are required to have a gender-neutral section of toys and childcare items. Speed limits will also be reduced to ensure safety for cyclists and pedestrians. People can order cocktails and wine to go with dinner orders until December 31st, 2026. Cocktail delivery alone ends this year. Healthcare and insurance are required to provide timely non-emergency healthcare services. They must provide treatment for those with mental health or substance use disorders. They also need to guarantee a follow-up appointment within 10 business days of their last appointment. These are only a few of the 770 bills Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law this year. Eileen Ng, NTD News, California.
Sierra had a white Christmas this year, but travelers are now stuck due to the blankets of snow. Here's the story. California Highway Patrol announced Interstate 80 in California's Sierra Nevada mountain range was shut down over the weekend due to the recent storms. CHP shared footage on Christmas Day. Some travelers in the Sierra Nevadas couldn't make it back home and had to lodge overnight.
Kind of trapped, kind of stranded, but we're making the best of it. And it's like, what are you going to do? Nature says, this is what's happening right now. And it's like, what are you going to do?
It's just like, it's a really horrible feeling and I just want to go home. So, but I just feel kind of stuck.
The Transportation Department tweeted Monday morning, several paths leading up to the Nevada state line are closed due to low visibility, heavy snow, down power lines, and down trees across the interstate.
I've lived in Tuolumne County at one time in my life, early in my marriage, and we've had snow like this, but nothing like this. This is new.
A restaurant manager said her employees had to stay at her home instead of going back to theirs. The state's transportation department is working around the clock and combating the storm to keep I-80 maintained. A snow lab in the Sierra reported over 16 feet of snow, breaking their record of 14.9 feet of December snow, which was last set in 1970, and they said snow rates are still heavy. Although the recent storms brought much damages and severe weather, it's building up the snowpack in the Sierra Nevadas. Now, the National Weather Service says we're only 3 months into the near water period, but just the rainfall alone already surpasses last year's entire water year. David Lamb, NTD News, California. A second high-ranking California Department of Education official resigned due to living out of state. State laws prohibit individuals living outside of California from being hired as state employees. NTD's Cynthia Kai has the details.
Pamela Kadakia served as an equity project manager for the state's education department. Based on public records and her LinkedIn profile, she resides in Texas and has worked as a project manager since January of this year. However, California state employees are prohibited from living out of state, according to state laws. Additionally, Assembly Bill 1887 banned state employees from traveling to Texas and 17 other states deemed to have discriminatory laws. The Department of Education confirmed and accepted Kadakia's resignation in a Thursday statement. She follows Daniel Lee, a Philadelphia-based psychologist who resigned earlier this month from his position in the Education Department. Politico reported that he violated the same state policy. State Superintendent Tony Thurmond cited the pandemic as an opportunity to hire, regardless of geographic location.
A Southern California state senator announced that he will revise a Senate bill to extend the film and television production tax credit program for an additional 5 years. The funds are meant to help with construction of new sound stages. On December 21st, Senator Anthony J. Portantino said he is revising Senate Bill 485 to extend the film and television production tax credit program for 5 more years. Portantino remarked that this extension will help bring back production and create thousands of middle-class jobs. SB 485 was incorporated into SB 144 and signed by Governor Newsom in July. SB 144 included a $180 million increase to the current film and television tax incentive program and $150 million for a new incentive tied to the construction for sound stages. Activity in film production, scripted television, and streaming content has increased, while soundstage construction has not kept pace with growth. California's film tax credit program has generated $17.9 billion in production expenditures. SB 144 expanded the credit allocation available under the Film and Television Tax Credit 3.0. Actor and former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger donated $250,000 to fund tiny homes for veterans in West Los Angeles. Schwarzenegger posted on Twitter that he celebrated Christmas early this year by donating 25 of the houses to homeless vets. He wrote, "It was fantastic to spend some time with our heroes and welcome them into their new homes." The former governor added his thanks to Village for Vets, Office of the Secretary of Veteran Affairs, and the organization American Veterans. Schwarzenegger told Fox 11's Alex Michelson, "I had this great success only because of America." He credited all of his lifelong success to opportunities provided by America and said, "It's always to give something back." Schwarzenegger partnered with Village for Vets, who helped provide the housing. Their website writes, "These shelters provide an elevated standard of living from tent encampments while veterans are on their journey to find permanent housing and stability." Now to NTD's Thomas Christian for our sports roundup.
I'm Thomas Christian, giving you the California Today Sports Roundup.
Preparations are underway as people put the finishing touches on floats that will take part in the Rose Parade on January 1st. This year, the theme is Dream, Believe, Achieve. While the United States has been hit hard by surging cases of COVID-19, both the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl college football game are expected to go forward at the beginning of the new year. Last year's Rose Parade was canceled because of the pandemic. An overachieving Clippers team and an overmatched Kings team represented California on the NBA stage Sunday night. Nikola Jokic had 26 points, matching his career best of 22 rebounds, and also contributed 8 assists as the visiting Denver Nuggets rallied to beat the Los Angeles Clippers on Sunday. Will Barton scored 17, Devon Reed added 15 for Denver, and Austin Rivers and Monte Morris each added 12. Eric Bledsoe had 18 and a season-high 10 assists for Los Angeles. Brandon Boston Jr. also scored 18. Ivica Zubac recorded 17 points and 11 rebounds for the Clippers. Terrence Mann had 11 points and 8 assists, and Serge Ibaka scored 10. Clippers 100, Denver 103. Desmond Bane hit 2 of his 4 three-pointers in a third-quarter explosion that allowed visiting Memphis to snap a 3-game losing streak with a shellacking of Sacramento. Bane paced 5 starters in double figures with a game-high 28 points as Memphis spoiled the return of Sacramento's De'Aaron Fox, Marvin Bagley III, and Terrence Davis from health and safety protocols. Davis had 15 points in 16 minutes, Fox 12 and 30, and Bagley 3 and 10 for the Kings, whose 25-point margin of defeat equaled their largest at home this season. Grizzlies 127, Kings 102. Briefly, Arctos Sports Partners expanded their investment in sports franchise ownership by more than doubling its stake in the Golden State Warriors to 13%, Yahoo Sports reported Thursday. While no price of the deal was reported, the Warriors are one of the most valuable sports franchises in the United States. They are worth as much as $6.3 billion, according to Sportico. It was valued elsewhere at $5.5 billion at the start of 2021. Per Sportico, the Warriors are the second most valuable NBA franchise behind the New York Knicks at $6.12 billion. The Warriors are considered the 4th most valuable franchise in the United States.
As always, I'm Thomas Christian, and thanks for tuning in.
And that's all for tonight. You can join us again on California Today every weekday at 8 p.m. If you have any news tips or ideas for our show, feel free to let us know. You can also find us on Twitter and Facebook. I'm David Lamb. Have a wonderful evening.